Have you ever wondered how much time you truly have left? Once you cross that 70-year threshold, each passing year becomes increasingly precious. The fascinating truth is that your body is already communicating critical signals about your potential longevity. While some septuagenarians maintain remarkable vitality, mental sharpness, and zest for life, others experience pronounced decline, battling health complications and persistent fatigue. What creates this stark contrast? The answer lies in several key indicators, subtle yet powerful signs that offer profound insights into your future health trajectory. Today, we'll explore 7 scientifically validated markers that can reveal your life expectancy beyond age 70, enriched with timeless Stoic wisdom that has guided human resilience for over 2 millennia. These aren't mere conjectures or old wives' tales. They represent documented patterns, observed by researchers and medical professionals in individuals who enjoy extended, vibrant lives. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely noted, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Through understanding these indicators, you'll learn to make the most of whatever time remains. By the conclusion of our discussion, you'll possess comprehensive knowledge of what to monitor in your own body and lifestyle patterns. More crucially, you'll understand specific actions you can take to maximize your longevity potential and maintain optimal health, guided by Stoic principles of focusing on what you can control while accepting what you cannot. I encourage you to stay engaged until the end, as you might be overlooking seemingly minor factors that could dramatically impact your future well-being. Once you recognize these indicators, you'll gain clarity about your current status and identify necessary adjustments to potentially add quality years to your life. Let's begin this transformative journey together, embracing the Stoic perspective that true wealth lies not in how long we live, but in how well we live. Sign 1. Gait velocity, your walking speed. One of the most powerful predictors of longevity after 70 isn't hidden within complex genetic testing, extensive medical histories, or elaborate dietary analyses. It's something remarkably straightforward: your walking speed. Extensive research has demonstrated that individuals who maintain a vigorous, consistent walking pace in their 8th decade and beyond typically outlive those who experience significant deceleration. This correlation exists because walking speed directly reflects overall physical health, muscular integrity, cardiovascular efficiency, and cognitive function. The Stoics would appreciate this simple metric. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The challenge of maintaining your walking pace becomes the very opportunity to strengthen your body and extend your life. Consider this comparison. James and Michael, both 75 years old. James maintains a daily walking routine, demonstrating fluid movement, balanced posture, and confident navigation when crossing intersections or ascending staircases. His motions remain coordinated, purposeful, and steady, embodying the Stoic virtue of discipline. Michael, despite previous activity levels, has experienced notable deceleration over recent years. He consistently struggles to keep pace with companions, requires frequent rest intervals, and occasionally displays unsteadiness while walking. Rather than facing this reality stoically, he avoids acknowledging the change. While James's sustained pace indicates robust physiological functioning, Michael's diminished speed potentially signals concerning health deterioration. A progressively slower, unsteady gait represents more than normal aging. It may indicate underlying conditions such as muscular atrophy, circulatory insufficiency, or early neurological changes. Your lower extremities serve as your body's foundation, and when they begin deteriorating, your overall resilience diminishes correspondingly. The encouraging news? Walking speed represents a modifiable factor. Regular walking strengthens this capacity. If you've noticed personal deceleration, take proactive measures to rebuild strength through progressive walking programs, appropriate resistance training, or targeted lower body exercises. As Epictetus taught, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Your literal pace through life may be the simplest yet most revealing indicator of how long you'll continue moving at all. Pay close attention to this fundamental marker. It offers invaluable insights into your longevity potential. Sign 2. Grip strength, the handshake test. The strength of your handshake reveals far more about your future health prospects than you might imagine. Scientific investigations have identified grip strength as one of the most reliable biomarkers of overall vitality in older adults. A firm, controlled grip indicates robust musculature, efficient circulation, and optimal neurological function. Conversely, a weakening grip often serves as an early warning signal of muscle deterioration, increasing frailty, and elevated risk for various health complications. This physical truth aligns perfectly with Stoic philosophy. As Seneca advised, we should every night call ourselves to an account. What infirmity have I mastered today? What passions opposed? What temptation resisted? What virtue acquired? Similarly, we might ask, what strength have I maintained or improved today? Consider Thomas, age 78, who has always maintained a commanding handshake. He incorporates regular physical activity, moderate resistance training, and experiences no difficulty with tasks requiring manual dexterity, whether opening containers or carrying packages. Thomas embodies the Stoic principle of focusing on what he can control, his own strength and maintenance. Compare this with Gerald, also 78, who has gradually noticed increasing difficulty with manual tasks, like unscrewing bottle caps or maintaining a secure hold on heavier objects. He dismisses these changes as inevitable aging, failing to recognize that his diminishing grip strength signals progressive muscle mass reduction, a condition that increases vulnerability to falls, injuries, and potentially shorten life expectancy. Gerald has forgotten the Stoic teaching to distinguish between what we can and cannot change. While aging itself is inevitable, the rate of strength loss is often within our influence. Your hands mirror your overall muscular health. Declining grip strength typically indicates broader physical deterioration throughout your body. As muscle mass diminishes, maintaining independence, activity levels, and physiological resilience becomes increasingly challenging. Fortunately, this condition is reversible. Implementing simple interventions like regular hand strengthening exercises using stress balls, dedicated grip strengtheners, or light resistance training can preserve and enhance grip strength while supporting overall muscular integrity. The Stoics would recognize this as the discipline of ascent, choosing to acknowledge reality and respond appropriately rather than passively accepting decline. Take a moment now to assess your grip. If handshakes feel less substantial than previously, or if routine manual tasks have become more challenging, don't dismiss these changes. How effectively you maintain your grip today may directly indicate how successfully you'll maintain your hold on life in coming years. As Marcus Aurelius counseled, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Sign 3. Single leg balance. Balance capability rarely receives attention until it begins deteriorating. Yet your ability to stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds represents one of the strongest predictors of longevity. Research demonstrates that individuals struggling with balance face heightened risks of falls, injuries, and cognitive decline. Conversely, those maintaining stable balance into their 70s and beyond typically experience extended longevity and enhanced quality of life. The Stoic virtue of temperance, moderation, and self-control is perfectly exemplified in the practice of balance. Just as the Stoics sought equilibrium in emotions and judgment, physical balance requires the same measured control. Consider Patricia and Margaret, both 71. Patricia has consistently prioritized physical activity, daily walking, yoga practice, and can effortlessly lift one foot from the ground for several seconds without instability. She has applied the Stoic principle of daily practice to her physical well-being, understanding that excellence is not an act, but a habit. Margaret, however, has neglected balance training throughout her life. When attempting to stand on one leg, she immediately experiences instability, requiring external support to prevent falling. Like many who drift from Stoic principles, she has focused on immediate comforts rather than the disciplined practices that ensure future stability. What Margaret fails to recognize is that this balance deficiency represents more than inconvenience. It potentially signals deterioration in coordination, muscular strength, and neurological function. Effective balance requires robust leg muscles, properly functioning nervous system, and optimal brain health. If you notice increased frequency of stumbling, unsteadiness during quick directional changes, or growing dependence on walls or furniture for stability, immediate intervention is warranted. As Epictetus taught, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. The promising aspect: balance can be substantially improved at any age. Implementing progressive exercises like daily single-leg standing practice, beginning with support if necessary, heel-to-toe walking, or gentle Tai Chi can significantly enhance stability. This embodies the Stoic commitment to constant improvement regardless of age or circumstance. Try this assessment now. Stand up and elevate one foot off the floor. Can you maintain this position for 10 seconds without significant struggle? If not, don't become alarmed, but don't ignore this indicator either. Consistent balance practice today directly correlates with improved stability and strength in coming years. As the Stoics recognized, the preparation you make today determines your readiness for tomorrow's challenges. Sign 4. Sleep quality and patterns. Your sleep quality profoundly influences potential longevity. Sleep represents far more than simple rest. It constitutes the critical period when your body conducts cellular repair, strengthens immune function, and eliminates neural toxins. Research consistently shows that individuals over 70 who maintain consistent, high-quality sleep patterns generally experience extended longevity and reduced disease risk, while those with chronic sleep disturbances face elevated risks of cognitive decline, cardiovascular disease, and compromised immunity. The Stoics understood the importance of natural rhythms and internal harmony. As Marcus Aurelius noted, nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. Quality sleep provides this essential retreat for both mind and body. Compare Edward and William, both 76 years old. Edward maintains consistent sleep habits, averages 7 hours of uninterrupted rest nightly, and awakens feeling refreshed. He approaches sleep with stoic intentionality, creating proper conditions rather than leaving rest to chance. William experiences fractured sleep, difficulty falling asleep, multiple nighttime awakenings, and frequent extended periods of nighttime wakefulness. Rather than examining the causes within his control, he attributes his poor sleep to external factors and advancing age, a perspective the Stoics would challenge as abdicating personal responsibility. Over time, Edward's physiological functions remain optimal, his cognitive abilities stay sharp, and his energy levels remain consistent. William, however, increasingly experiences concentration difficulties, daytime fatigue, and concerning blood pressure fluctuations, all directly connected to his deteriorating sleep quality. If you frequently wake during the night, struggle maintaining sleep continuity, or consistently feel exhausted despite adequate time in bed, these patterns warrant attention. Your body is communicating important information. The Stoic would remind us that while we cannot control sleep itself, we can control the conditions that promote it. Poor sleep quality can stem from numerous factors: psychological stress, suboptimal nutrition, insufficient physical activity, or undiagnosed conditions like sleep apnea or periodic limb movement disorder. Fortunately, sleep quality remains highly modifiable. Implementing strategic changes such as reducing evening screen exposure, establishing consistent sleep-wake schedules, ensuring morning natural light exposure, and avoiding heavy evening meals can produce dramatic improvements. These actions exemplify the Stoic focus on controlling what we can while accepting what we cannot. Quality sleep transcends feeling rested. It fundamentally supports optimal physiological and cognitive function. Tonight, carefully evaluate your sleep experience. If you consistently wake unrefreshed, struggle maintaining sleep continuity, or notice significant changes in sleep patterns, implement appropriate adjustments. Your current sleep quality may directly determine your physiological resilience in coming years. As Seneca advised, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Many sleep disturbances begin with mental agitation that can be addressed through Stoic practices of mindfulness and perspective. Sign 5. Nutritional status and appetite. Your eating patterns after 70 serve as critical indicators of potential longevity. Robust appetite and balanced nutritional intake maintain physiological strength, immune resilience, and energy reserves. Conversely, appetite reduction or poor dietary habits often signal underlying health concerns and can accelerate aging processes. The Stoics advocated for moderation in all things, including nourishment. As Epictetus taught, no man is free who is not master of himself. This mastery extends to our relationship with food and nutrition. Consider Elizabeth and Ruth, both 74 years old. Elizabeth maintains consistent enjoyment of meals, incorporates diverse whole foods, and sustains appropriate weight. She approaches meal preparation with enthusiasm and maintains steady energy throughout her day. Her approach to nutrition reflects the Stoic virtue of temperance, enjoying food without being controlled by cravings or excesses. Ruth, however, has experienced progressive appetite diminishment. She frequently skips meals, relies heavily on processed convenience foods, and has experienced unintentional weight reduction over the past year. Unlike the purposeful moderation of Stoicism, her diminished intake stems not from philosophy, but from physiological decline she has failed to address. What Ruth fails to recognize is that her declining appetite represents more than simple preference change. It potentially signals impaired nutrient absorption, which may compromise muscular integrity, metabolic efficiency, and immune function. Decreased appetite in older adults frequently correlates with underlying health concerns, including digestive disorders, hormonal imbalances, or early cognitive changes. Insufficient nutritional intake triggers muscular catabolism, accelerating weakness, frailty, and increasing fall risk and illness susceptibility. If you've noticed appetite changes, premature satiety, diminished food interest, or unexplained weight loss, proactive investigation is essential. Proper nutrition beyond 70 transcends satiety. It provides critical nutrients necessary for optimal physiological function. The Stoic wisdom reminds us to distinguish between what we can and cannot control. We cannot stop aging, but we can control how we nourish our aging bodies. Prioritize nutrient-dense whole foods, maintain adequate hydration, and address diminishing appetite promptly. Your body may be signaling important information requiring attention. As Marcus Aurelius advised, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. This applies equally to nutritional simplicity, focused on quality rather than quantity. Reflect honestly. Do you still derive enjoyment from meals? Are you consuming sufficient protein, fiber, and healthy fats to maintain physiological integrity? Have you noticed declining appetite or energy levels? Your current nutritional patterns directly impact your future independence and vitality. The Stoic would recognize nutrition as one of life's few genuine necessities worthy of mindful attention. Sign 6. Stress resilience. Your capacity to manage stress after 70 offers profound insights into potential longevity. Chronic stress extends beyond emotional discomfort. It compromises immune function, elevates cardiovascular disease risk, and accelerates cellular aging processes. Conversely, individuals who develop effective stress management strategies typically maintain better health, activity levels, and cognitive function throughout advanced age. This domain most directly embodies core Stoic principles. As Epictetus taught, make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. The Stoic practice of distinguishing between what we can and cannot control provides the ultimate framework for stress resilience. Consider Charles and Robert, both 76. Charles encounters typical life challenges, financial concerns, health uncertainties, family complications, yet approaches these with measured perspective. He implements deep breathing practices, maintains social connections, and avoids excessive rumination on circumstances beyond his control. Charles embodies the Stoic virtue of equanimity, maintaining calm amid life's inevitable storms. Robert, however, experiences prolonged stress reactions. He perpetually worries about factors outside his influence, becomes disproportionately distressed by minor inconveniences, and frequently becomes trapped in negative thought patterns. Over time, this persistent stress affects his physical well-being. elevating blood pressure, disrupting sleep quality, and diminishing energy reserves. Robert's approach contradicts the fundamental Stoic teaching to focus only on what lies within our power. Chronic stress triggers systemic inflammation, which research links to virtually all age-related pathologies, from neurodegenerative conditions to cardiovascular disease. If you frequently experience tension, irritability, or emotional depletion, implementation of stress management strategies is crucial. Developing stress resilience through mindfulness practices, physical activity, controlled breathing techniques, or humor can significantly extend your lifespan. The Stoics developed numerous practices for emotional regulation that remain remarkably effective today. Premeditation of adversity, contemplating impermanence, and practicing present moment awareness. Honestly assess your typical responses to challenges. Do you adapt constructively, or do persistent worries dominate your experience? Your ability to maintain composure, identify solutions, and focus on controllable factors not only benefits your psychological well-being, but represents a key determinant of longevity and quality of life. As Seneca observed, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality, a truth that science now confirms through our understanding of how anticipatory stress affects physical health. Sign 7. Social integration. The quality and frequency of your social connections after 70 may be the most powerful predictor of longevity. Consistent research demonstrates that individuals maintaining robust social networks, whether through friendships, family relationships, or community involvement, typically experience extended lifespan and enhanced health outcomes. Conversely, social isolation correlates with increased cardiovascular disease risk, depression vulnerability, cognitive decline acceleration, and premature mortality. While the Stoics emphasized self-sufficiency, they also recognized humans as inherently social beings. As Seneca noted, no one can live happily who has regard to himself alone and transforms everything into a question of his own utility. The wise person, in Stoic philosophy, contributes to the common good and maintains meaningful connections while avoiding unhealthy attachments. Consider Helen and Dorothy, both 78. Helen maintains active social engagement, regular contact with long-standing friends, participation in community activities, and meaningful family interactions. She anticipates social exchanges, experiences frequent laughter, and feels genuinely connected to her social network. Yet she maintains Stoic self-sufficiency, deriving strength from relationships without becoming dependent on external validation. Dorothy, however, has become increasingly isolated. She has lost contact with many former friends, and despite having family members, rarely initiates communication. As months pass, her isolation intensifies, mood deteriorates, and overall health progressively declines. Her withdrawal contradicts both scientific evidence and Stoic wisdom about human nature. Connection transcends emotional comfort. It directly influences physiological health. Social interaction stimulates cognitive function, reduces stress hormones, and triggers beneficial neurochemical responses that promote comprehensive well-being. If you've noticed growing social withdrawal, avoidance of communication, or increasing solitude, intentional reconnection is essential. Meaningful social engagement doesn't require constant companionship. Even modest efforts, reconnecting with former associates, joining interest-based communities, or prioritizing quality conversations, can produce significant benefits. The relationships you nurture today not only enhance current happiness, but potentially extend your lifespan and improve health outcomes in coming years. As Marcus Aurelius advised, when you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Meaningful social connection amplifies each of these privileges. Having explored these 7 critical indicators, take time for honest self-assessment. Are you moving through life with strength and confidence, or have you noticed subtle changes that could signal potential concerns? The encouraging reality is that most factors, walking speed, grip strength, balance capability, sleep quality, nutritional status, stress management, and social connection, remain highly modifiable regardless of your current age. The Stoic philosophers would recognize this as the ultimate expression of their central teaching, focusing on what lies within our control. As Epictetus wrote, "Some things are within our power, while others are not. Within our power are opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, and in a word, whatever is of our own doing. Not within our power are our body, our property, reputation, office, and in a word, whatever is not of our own doing." Your future health trajectory isn't predetermined. The choices you implement today can profoundly influence your remaining years. If you've identified areas requiring improvement, don't wait for professional intervention before initiating changes. Begin immediately. Increase walking frequency, implement strength training, prioritize sleep quality, nurture social connections, and develop effective stress management strategies. Remember that the ultimate objective extends beyond simply extending lifespan. It's enhancing life quality throughout your remaining years. As Seneca wisely noted, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Longevity's true value lies not in accumulated years, but in maintaining vibrant, independent living throughout those additional years. The Stoics understood that preparation for death meant living well each day. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Perfection of character is this: to live each day as if it were your last, without frenzy, without apathy, without pretense." This balanced approach to life serves as the ultimate guide to both longevity and fulfillment. Thank you for engaging with this vital information. I invite you to share your most significant insight from our discussion and how you plan to implement positive changes. Your reflections provide invaluable perspective and encourage meaningful dialogue within our community. If you found this information valuable, please support our continued educational efforts by subscribing, activating notifications, and sharing with others who might benefit. Your engagement enables us to continue providing evidence-based content designed to enhance health outcomes and quality of life. I look forward to our continued journey together toward optimal health and longevity, guided by both modern science and timeless Stoic wisdom.